Another thing about GLC, you cannot play any rule box Pokemon, so no Vs, VMAXs, V-Stars, EXs. It is the expanded format as well, so we get to see some old school cards. We see a Staryu over in Pablo's prizes, and we're getting into things just 15 minutes. So I don't know that we're going to necessarily get to the end of this game, but we'll see how it closes out as Adam starts off with an attachment and just a pass over now to Pablo.
Well, I've lost to this water deck before, as some of you may have seen. And I know that the Whale Lord is definitely a key piece to look out for. I'm not sure about this Wishy-Washy that's in the active, though. Tell me a little bit about this.
Yeah, so the Wishy-Washy has the Scatter ability. If it has any damage counters on it, at the end of your opponent's turn, you flip a coin, and if tails, you shuffle it back into your deck. So it's kind of a way to deny prizes and also save energy. And it's a solid attacker as well. It deals 130 damage, and it has 180 hit points. Pablo, though, is getting started really nicely with that Hisuian Heavy Ball, and now playing the Ball Guy, a really ideal turn 1 supporter, allowing him to search his deck for up to 3 cards which have Ball in their name.
Would you go as far to say that he is ballin'?
It sounds like you will. You're going that far.
Yep, we're there. And this means that Pablo has a pretty strong setup. We do see that level ball, the dive ball as well. All of these will be able to search out those unique Pokemon that you're looking for in this singleton list. And obviously, I think that Squirtle is going to be a key piece, and that is going to get played immediately from the hand.
And there's a question, I think, here as well from Pablo of, do you want to use too many of these cards right now? Obviously, you can get set up pretty nicely, but do you want to use your Dive Ball and your Ultra Ball currently when you could use those to get your evolutions on the next turn? I think he's got all the basics set up pretty nicely. Man, Pablo's really off to a great start here, to be honest.
Yeah, didn't even have to really check through the deck to see what was prized. There's not much prized anyways. Going to have access to potentially that Rare Candy and the Blastoise, that Whale Lord, and we could see crazy opener here, potentially.
Yeah, could pop off on turn 2. I mean, we're seeing a full board. This is pretty great. Also has that Pot Helmet, throws it onto the Whalmer for good measure. Could get punished by a Field Blower. That's a card that you don't think about playing around currently. Not too many people are playing something like Tool Scrapper. Lost Vacuum makes its way into lists sometimes. But Field Blower is usually a pretty standard card in these GLC decks. Adam, though, doesn't have too much. Just has to go for the Lucky Find on Carbink, a colorless attack, and search your deck for 2 item cards and put them into your hand.
Yep, it's like the Alolan Vulpix, except getting some items and not nearly as cool.
Yeah, it's actually it's pretty different from the Vulpix, I'd say.
2 cards. That's about as far as my GLC knowledge goes.
It has more HP. It's a different type.
It took an energy.
Its attack costs an energy to use.
Yeah, well, that's about as far as my knowledge goes there. Guess there is a choice here now for Pablo. We see the Ultra Ball in hand. Could play it down to 0 if he wanted, but maybe want to use the supporter here, the Mallow and Lana.
Yeah, just not discarding any cards, not healing any damage, but sending up that Staryu with free retreat and drawing a bunch of cards. Double Water and Evolution Incense.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous when you have a Staryu in play as well. Those energies are going to be available pretty quick.
Yeah, pretty much for the rest of the game. I don't think Pablo's going to be able to get off an attack this turn, though. Evolution Instance can find out the Frostmoth. He can accelerate these energy cards. Could actually even get the Starmie, is thinking about that. Oh, could Ultra Ball away the 2 waters and get them back right away if he wanted to? Maybe that's what he's thinking about with the Starmie.
That's what I was thinking.
It's a little awkward, though, because you have to discard the Rescue Stretcher, which, while you're already, I think Pablo is obviously in a much stronger board state than Adam here. You don't want to put yourself behind unintentionally. Like, you always got to think about, everything in my deck is a one-of, you know? I don't want to risk losing something. Oh, we're actually going to see the retreat into the Snom and the Find Ice, searching his deck for some water energies.
I'm glad you explained what that does. How many energies do you get?
I believe it is 3. It is 2.
Wow, it's kind of like an Alolan Vulpix.
Yeah, except for energies. And, all right, this one's a little more similar because it's also a water type. Now the Hisuian Heavy Ball being played on Adam's end. Looking through those prizes and going to find a basic Pokemon. I do think I saw the Sawk there. Kind of an interesting choice. I don't actually know too much about Adam's fighting deck. So Pablo's playing the water deck, which is actually one of my decks. So like I'm a little more familiar with what's going on here. This is Adam's own personal brew of the fighting archetype. So I'm interested to see what he's got going on here and what his kind of general strategy is going to be. Obviously, he is still in the early turns, the setup phase, but we'll see what he can achieve.
Yep. Starting to get things rolling here. Has the Professor's Letter, so going to be able to find some additional energies here to get rolling, but this is going to be another slow turn with the Carbink once more.
Yeah, this is really cool because he is playing fire energies in addition to fighting energies because he has that Colossal, which can accelerate energy cards to a fire and a fighting from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon in play. So fighting is, I think a lot of people in the Gym Leader Challenge format think of fighting as one of the weaker types, but it does have some very strong options, and Colossal is absolutely one of them. Really good energy acceleration.
Yeah, I mean, we think about fighting in the general TCG of old, and there's so many ways to amplify your damage that we think of with the energy giving you plus 20, the stadium giving you plus 20, you add a muscle band, and sure enough, one energy's doing the 100 damage out of nowhere. So you think about it, and in the general TCG, it's been so strong, but it's just going to be, what, Sawk time?
Yeah, Sawk using Sweep the Leg. It deals 30 damage, and then you flip a coin. If heads, you discard an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon.
Miyagi-Do would not approve.
Does not get rid of the energy off of the Snom. So things are a little awkward here for Pablo. He's got a bunch of energy cards. Obviously, discarding them is just fine, as he can use Space Beacon to fetch them back out. He can get Frostmoth, but he has to attach an energy to the active to retreat Frostmoth. It's got a 2 retreat cost, and he drew the Splash energy for turn, which you cannot use Ice Dance in order to accelerate it. You have to use that as your attachment for turn. So is Pablo now going to be forced to use that special energy, which is so good and so important on the Wailord, in order to just retreat this Frostmoth?
It might be worth it here to preserve some resources. We'll also just see if maybe you try to draw up at this stage of the turn.
Yeah, I think he is going to play the hand out as much as he can, and then we'll see the Octillery, and he will have to burn the special energy, so it's a little awkward, but it's because we're going to go with the the Wishy-Washy as that first attacker.
You're not reliant on finding that Pokemon in the Wailord off of this 5 cards. You have that available knockout potentially, if I knew what a Wishy-Washy did.
130 damage.
That's pretty good.
Yes, yeah.
For 3 energies?
Yeah, it's very strong, and it's got 180 hit points. So, yeah, Wishy-Washy is honestly very solid.
Okay, yeah, that is. Hold up, we might have to visit the rule book there. That's pretty broken.
And this is actually pretty good for Pablo as well because he drew into Rare Candy.
Oh
and also Irida can search the deck for a water Pokemon and an item card, put them into his hand. So we're going to see even more energy coming into play thanks to Deluge. And this is a card I know you have a lot of experience with and know very well.
Yeah, I've done okay with a few of these in the past. I've known it as Rain Dance and all sorts of things for many years. But yes, accelerating energies is definitely something I'm good at with Stage 2 Pokemon.
Okay, dang.
Okay, dang
Yeah,
is the
Adam
response.
Processing what's happening here as Wishy-Washy just runs over his poor Sawk.
Unfortunate. Well, Adam has to think about what goes on next.
He's got a Bird Keeper in hand, so maybe, I think this is obviously a position where he's got to play from a kind of slow board state, right? So I think it's going to be Bird Keeper maybe into the Carbink, potentially, and then go for the Lucky Find to set up once again. Playing Quick Ball to start with, though.
Is this working towards the Arcanine that attacks for no energies?
No, it's actually a different Arcanine.
Okay.
So it does 80 damage, but if it has a fire energy attached to it, works really well with Colossal, it does 80 more damage. So it can do 160 for 3 energies.
Okay.
Try to get some damage.
So it's actually really solid in a deck like this that, has that fire energy option. And it also burns your opponent's active. So it would actually get to that 180 mark, which is enough to knock out the Wishy-Washy.
Yeah, I was worried about that as we saw that, I think it was the martial arts dojo in the prize cards, and that would have been a way to help out with some damage amplifying. Look at all these different Pokemon. Is that a Hitmonchan
Yeah,
hanging out?
A little hit and run action.
Okay.
We
I
do
see you.
have Machoke coming down as well. Its Daunting Pose ability will protect your bench Pokemon from any sort of bench sniping damage attacks. Kyogre from Crown Zenith is a really popular card in these water decks generally.
I know this one from the
I was
cube.
trying to see energy.
The Machoke?
Yes.
Well, I mean, it was also played whenever it was like standard legal, so
You think I remember 10 years ago?
it was 2017, bro.
Wow. It's been a long time.
No, Capacious Bucket will grab 2 water energies. That's one you definitely know.
Hey.
We've seen plenty of that in the standard format for
Chip did a
sure.
really
It's
good
bad
job putting
professor's
this one
letter.
together.
Unless you're a water deck, then it doesn't really matter.
Yes.
Now, Cynthia and Caitlin also in the hand. We'll use Abyssal Hand first to just get one more card, and it's another
not?
energy. Okay.
Yep, that is a good card to discard. As throwing away water energies is the name of the game here. Also gets to reuse some of these supporters, bring back that Mallow and Lana, which is so nice to find.
That Mallow and Lana is going to be really strong if Pablo gets attacking with the Wailord. He's got the pot helmet on it already. Its ability also makes it take 30 less damage from attack, so it's currently with 220 hit points, taking reduced 60 damage, and if he can get a special energy card on it, it will be dealing enough damage. If he can get a special energy on it, it'll be dealing enough damage to knock anything out in Adam's deck. Pablo actually taking a moment to read the Wailord and realizing, oh yeah, I need just one more basic energy on this.
Well, Adam gets knocked out, thinks about drawing a card, instead is going to promote a Pokemon. I'm glad we don't have to award a prize penalty at this spot in the game, but we are down to just 3.5 minutes left.
Ooh,
So
Adam does top deck Professor's Research here. Exactly what I think he needs in order to get back in this. Discard that hand, draw 7 new cards.
a lot of his ways to bring Pokemon back are gone forever.
Yeah,
But at this point, you got to go for it.
Yeah, you're behind here at this spot, so your recovery cards become less valuable when your opponent needs less cards to just win the game. And less knockouts, even, I should say. If Adam could find the Colossal and the Arcanine here, take a knockout on this Wishiwashi, he's right back in this game if Pablo cannot find a special energy for the Wailord.
I'm not sure I'm seeing it here, Chip.
Yeah, there's a level ball, but both of those Pokemon he wants have way more hit points than 90.
Yeah, there's just nothing to do.
See that Stone Fighting Energy? That's a way to reduce some damage. I think
turn.
Adam just said, I think I lose.
I've been thinking that for about 10 minutes now. But
Yeah. So now
understandable.
Pablo
Good
will
old-
be burned, has to flip for the Wishiwashi, does hit the tails.
Yes.
So, oh, I guess if it's, okay, so if it's tails, it actually stays in play. I had that backwards when I mentioned it earlier.
Or was he flipping
Oh, he
for
flipped
burn?
for burn. He forgot to flip for the Wishiwashi.
Oh.
You know what? We're just going to roll with
Yeah, at this point.
it. Yeah, so Pablo should have flipped for the scatter ability on the Wishiwashi. Didn't do it, but also I think he just gloried for a Sobble and put it in his hand. It also does not work like that.
So that's a quadruple prize penalty, and Adam's right back in this thing,
Yeah,
right?
Adam's actually ahead right now. two prize penalty,
Okay.
2 times for Pablo. And yeah, we're just going in, just attacking.
Well,
Flipping for burn, does heal it.
Still not going to read the ability.
Yeah, maybe Pablo will read this ability at some point.
Yeah, he found the wash energy, so now he's set up for his Wailord too.
So Machamp does come into play now for Adam, which is actually in this spot really solid. It has that Crisis Muscles ability. If your opponent has 3 or fewer prizes remaining, it gets plus 150 hit points. So that is a Machamp with 300 HP currently. That is something that even Wailord cannot one-hit KO.
Well, is there a way to accelerate an energy at this point? Because 2 energies to attack with the Strong Arm Lariat is what we're looking for.
He actually could. If he finds Colossal here, he can accelerate a fighting energy to it, and then he would also have to attach an energy from hand. So there is a world where he can get the attack off. Oh, I don't see the fighting energy in this hand, though. I don't even see the Colossal.
And
I think he drew the Arcanine.
Guess Hitmonchan gonna do a little hit and run.
Yep, and we're still not flipping for the scatter. Oh, nope, we remembered it now.
Now we did.
Wait, I think he's just read.
oh my goodness.
Oh my
This
goodness, is the response. I don't know why, but
And we do see the Wash energy now coming onto the Wailord, and Mallow and Lana will fully heal this Wishiwashi as well. Now Wailord will be able to one-hit KO almost everything on Adam's side. Machamp will, of course, be able to hang on for at least the time being. Pablo's trying to set up the clean sweep. We're down to just 20 seconds left in this match as well, by the way. And we're going to be playing by those single elimination rules. So whoever is ahead on prizes at the end of +3 turns will be the victor.
Well, we see the supporter of choice. It's one I'm unfamiliar with. Is it Sonya? What is that? I don't know what this card is.
You don't know what Sonya does?
No.
You search your deck. It's a bad Roseanne's research. You get to search your deck for 2 Pokemon or 2 basic energy and put them into your hand.
Or you don't even get to split?
Nope, no splits. No
yeah.
splits.
Yep.
Ooh, and the Gutsy Pickaxe may be coming into play. You get to reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a fighting energy, you get to put it into play on one of your Pokemon. If it's not, you just get to draw it.
That would have been so cool.
Just hitting the fighting energy off the top. But no, in this spot, it did not happen. Yeah, Adam actually has Karina in hand, so is this Colossal prized maybe? I think it could have been pretty good for Adam to just go Karina, grab the Colossal, and then I think he plays Energy Search in addition to the Professor's Letter that we saw earlier, so he could maybe have powered up this Machamp here, but for now it'll just be a pass. Machamp does not get KO'd here, by the way. So now we're in a situation where Pablo has to gust 2 times to win, because Adam was turn 0. Pablo will be turn 1 now. I guess with single elimination rules, Pablo probably wins regardless. But
well, I mean, if you put in the quadruple prize penalty, then there's still a lot to play for here.
We're tied up, yeah. Wishy-Washy coming to the active, will be able to get the knockout. Pablo's just kind of thinking, what cards do I even need to play at this point?
Yep. Can I just play down enough cards to draw with Abyssal Hand once more? And he can.
Yeah, if we're putting an energy on Octillery. Now, do you know what Octillery's attack does?
Is it like a no retreat for 40?
You
the hug?
Got it, yeah.
I feel like I've actually used it before.
Yeah, the rare hug from Octillery. Octillery just wants to be your friend. You know?
Give him a hug for 4 turns. I mean, against that Machamp, it's like 9 turns of hugging.
Yeah. It's a long hug for sure. A little awkward.
It's the grandma hug. Yeah, you're just trying to go eat some turkey.
Oh, and Pablo does find the Versus Seeker, so that means he'll be able to try to close out the game next turn by grabbing back that Guzma to get around this Machamp. Adam now just trying to find a way to stick around a little longer. I love to see that he's got the Hitmon combo in his deck. He's got Hitmonchan into the Hitmonlee, into the Hitmontop. It's absolutely what dreams are made of. And he's now grabbing the Colossal, but just a little too late as Carcole just went down.
Well, is there a way to get at least 1 prize card? Because that's all we're looking for in this stage.
No, remember, Adam's got 4 prize cards because Pablo cheated.
Well, at least to take 1 prize card probably would feel great on stream for Adam, right?
Yeah.
Let's let him have that if he can.
I don't think it's happened. He's got Escape Rope in hand, so we can see another hit and run, potentially.
Maybe Pablo gives him a free prize here.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't think there's anything Pablo can send up, though, that Hitmonchan even does. Oh, look, we've got the prizes being taken away on Adam's
very
side.
Nice.
Yeah, very good. Shout-outs to production taking care of that for us. And, yes, just the pass over to Pablo, who has the Versus Seeker for the Guzma, bringing up Hitmontop. I guess that's maybe Pablo's least favorite Hitmon Pokemon. Oh, actually going to be the Hitmonchan.
Good. Yep.
Takes it out, get him out of there, and taking the game. GG's, Pablo and Adam.
Too many hit and runs. Had to bring him back up and make him pay.
I think it was just 1 hit and run.
That's